Thank you so much for participating in my tower project, which is about climate change experiences from around the world. And this podcast, Tower Bridging Voices on Climate Change, is a new edition of this tower project. Thank you for coming. And I'd love to know about your personal connections with nature. What does nature mean to you?
I'm fortunate to live in a beautiful climate in Puerto Rico. My view is the beach. In my 36 years of living there, that's always been a very important thing. Walking barefoot on the beach, it's very restorative to me. The changing of the seasons, although it doesn't seem like it is. When we see different flowers in the summer, when the flamboyants bloom, it's like a tapestry. It's a beautiful experience to see that.
I've been in Puerto Rico for more than 40 years. And I'm an outdoor person. I love hiking and biking, and not only in Puerto Rico, but, all around the world. And so I'm a golfer, so I spend a lot of time outdoors. And yes, over the past 40 years, we've seen many changes.
I also love to be outdoors. And so what does that mean, like to be outdoors? Like what does that give to you, or how does that make you feel?
I would say a peace, like a harmony. When things are crazy, to just go out and walk, it's very restorative to me.
I've been a runner for most of my life, and I've transferred to being a walker. And as Brenda has just said, that I've always considered it therapy to release stress from my life, to walk around, to watch the birds, the animals. So for me, nature is really a key part of my life. It brings me joy, it brings me peace, and I find it very spiritual.
Thank you. That's really beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And you already talked a little bit about the landscape and the beauty of that landscape. Would you like to elaborate a little more about the Puerto Rican landscape and the flowers that you were mentioning and all that?
Puerto Rico is beautiful. It's surrounded by beaches. The beaches are different. We have the Atlantic on one side, on the north side, and we have the Caribbean on the south side. We are on the Caribbean side. There are mountains. Actually, years ago, Diane and I walked from one end of Puerto Rico to the other in a season. Remember that? It was
During the first of many weeks.
many weeks. They did it in like 15
Segment.
kilometer
Segments every weekend.
So that was a beautiful experience, and it really made you connect. You see where the coffee is grown, you see where the papayas are, the plantains, so that was an amazing experience. The mountains, I would say, are must visit. For anyone who comes, we have the rainforest, the beaches, the
almost desert type landscape also in the southwest part of the island. So it's very diverse, and between the beaches, the mountains, and one end of the island to another. So it's for such a small island, it's a very diverse.
It's it's 110 miles by 35 miles.
I can definitely sense your passion for the beauty of Puerto Rico, and I haven't ever visited, so now I really want to visit. But I also sense your concern for the changes in the environment. Can you share a little more about what changes you have noticed in the environment?
So I think that the biggest change in the time that I've lived there, and I want to say it started around 2015 or so.
I would say 15 years ago. Yes, exactly.
The sargassum comes in huge bands, and it ends up on our beaches. And on our beaches, it basically rots.
Can you say that again, what that is?
Sargassum, it's a seaweed. It's like a wall of seaweed. We are not, it's all through the Caribbean, Florida, and I think Mexico is also affected.
There is a place off of Florida, off the east coast of Florida, and it is called the Sargassum Sea, and it's always been there. But in the last 15 years, we have just been getting basically floating islands of this sargassum, and it's being deposited on our beaches. During the wintertime, the beaches are clear, but as soon as now, it used to start coming in June, July. Now it's as early as May. You will just get these huge floating islands of seaweed, and we can have seaweed up to 3 feet deep on our beaches. Yeah. So it traps the fish, it traps the marine life, they die, the smell is terrible, the bugs are coming in.
Yeah. It's really harmed the turtle population because the turtles come and they nest and they lay their eggs, and then the eggs hatch, and the small hatchlings cannot get over the sargassum to get to the water.
That's really sad.
It really is. It's tough. I just had, when I have people come to visit, I'm like, I'm sorry, but you can't go to the beach. It's and even walking out of my house, the smell sometimes it's like sulfurous. It's like bad eggs.
Wow. Do you have any hope, like in terms of like how we can solve these environmental changes?
There have been experiments on using and trying to recycle the sargassum, trying to make it into either, like you work with fabric, or to make it into some kind of usable, mulch or something. I don't know. I'm not up to date on that. That might be something to research. There are also hopes of building barriers, which I think our community is looking into, building some kind of a seawall so that the sargassum can't reach our beaches.
Which also, another big problem of ours is beach erosion. So that's another thing that's gone on over the last couple of years. And we had a section of the beach that we used to call the Point, that had a beautiful stretch of beach and was very gentle water. And that's where we would take Brenda's children and so forth. And it doesn't exist anymore. It's completely gone. And I just don't see, that recovering. And plus all of the palm trees that were in that area, they've all dropped into the ocean. It's completely destroyed. So that's another issue. I don't know if that's just rising ocean levels and so forth, but we've seen massive beach erosion on our beaches.
Building a seawall, that's more like an adaptation because the sea levels are rising because of global warming. Is there anything we can do to prevent further global warming?
Change our lifestyles. That's it, being willing to make the big changes we need to do. And I don't know if the world's ready for that. I don't know if, the industrial world is ready for that.
That's a big question. Anything you would like to share, say to people, words of hope?
I would just say Puerto Rico is a beautiful island, and I would encourage everybody to come and visit. I don't want to sound negative about the situation. The beaches are beautiful. Come in the winter, come when it's, I think that there are reports on how bad it is. And even if it's bad for us, on the southeast corner, on the northwest corner, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful island. It's beautiful people. The mountains are incredible. There's beautiful hikes in the rainforest. So I don't want to end on a negative note.
The sargassum really only comes from, again, May until now, until the middle of October. So after that, the beaches are beautiful again and clear and so forth. But it's just something that we've noticed over the last 15 years and has affected us. But again, wintertime, and the beaches are spectacular. The weather is the best in the world, honestly.
Thank you so much for sharing about your experiences with Puerto Rico, and that really sounds very lovely. I can't wait to visit.
And you have friends in Puerto Rico, so
Yes.
Thank you.
you're welcome. Bye-bye.